or, you would just do it anyway. Okay, those are the things that you're passionate about. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And what questions would you ask yourself she's asking if she's just not sure?
Oh, great. It's my CFO will love this because he always says I never sell enough because I'm so passionate about what I do that I don't really worry about making money because I know, there are companies all over the world who my brand is in demand. So it's really about my helping other people get there. So I'm not so worried about that, though you could buy the books and make them happy. One of the things in the book that you don't have to get because it's in the download section of My Fresh Brand, if you go to the downloads, we start off with, it's called My Perfect Day. And you really go through this purging process to say, what does my life look like? If it was so perfect today, what would I have personally, professionally, economically? What would my family look like, etc.? And then it says, well, what are the gaps between your perfect day and where you are now? And now you begin to put a plan in place to close the gap. What's my perfect day? Where am I today? And the gap. And how do I close the gap? That's a good way to start really where you're trying to go in life. But don't do them in isolation because it does you no good to have a fantastic personal life and you're broke. Does you no good to have a fantastic economic life and your personal life has gone to hell. Or it doesn't do you any good to have a good personal life if you don't have the funds to do it and your professional life isn't. Or you have a business and that's your passion, but it's not doing well because your customer service is not where it needs to be. So this perfect day that you can download from the site really begins to get you to purge out what is it that I'm really looking for and where are the gaps between what I really believe is my ideal day and where I want to be. And now you can put a plan together to close the gap.
That is good. That is good. At this time, if you have a question you want to ask live, you can hit *6 and just introduce yourself and ask your question quickly because time is running out. Hit *6 and enter in.
Hello.
Okay, there you go.
Hello.
Hi. Speak up.
Hi. This is Monica, actually.
Okay, Monica, we did. There are 3 questions. Can you give someone else a chance?
Okay.
All right.
There's more comment, but that's fine.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, speak up.
Hi, this is Shaquana Jackson.
Hi, Shaquana.
How's it going?
Good, good. You had a question?
Yes, I was just wondering, this question that I have, I'm in reference to being an author, and I know there's a lot of things that we have to put out this brand and actually hit a certain target and know exactly what it is we want. But what if you're an author and you haven't reached that stage of knowing who your target is? I mean, you're at the stage where you don't even know. I mean, is it just possible to maybe start with a publicist or a PR and then learn from them as they're giving it to you, or you have to know what you want before you actually talk to a PR?
But let me tell you one thing, and good question.
Okay.
A PR firm is only going to market what you have. They're not designed to develop. A bad PR firm will take your money and tell you they're going to get you some publications. Not going to happen. They will tell you that, but it's just impossible, and Pam will tell you that. You have to give the PR firm something to work with. They can't define that target audience for you. A good PR firm, a very reputable one. So and it's not a PR firm that you need so early in the stages. A lot of the things that Pam talks about will get you far more coverage than a PR firm. When a PR firm goes to Today's Show or Forbes magazine, they want a proven commodity that people are going to turn to the page and read so they can sell more magazines or so they can get more hits online. They want people who have a following.
They want people to have a brand already.
Exactly, because that's going to help them sell more magazines and get more hits on their website. So what Pam talked about with the blogging and the self things you can do, get that done first. So when you get to the stage you need a PR person, they can Google you and say, oh, this person already has a following. They already have thousands of people on Twitter. So the chances of them getting those people to read this article is great.
Yes, that is excellent. Oh, my God. Michael, I'm going to bottle that and sell it. That is so true. People tend to come to me and say, I want publicity before they even have a brand. And that's the whole purpose of Branding Superstar University. Build the brand first, and then we can go out into the media, to the print, to the radio, to the TV, and actually then get the media hits for you. But they are trying to sell their product. They are, Steve Harvey wants listeners. Today's Show wants viewers. Essence Magazine wants readers. And so that's why they have the cover girls of people that you recognize. They recognize brands. They recognize interesting stories. Those are those things that will sell and get viewers and listeners for them. It's about the business of it. So understanding that you need the brand is so, so important. And it's like a groundswell, which is a great book, but you start local, regional, and national. Start with local. Start with social media. If you don't know who your target market is, from time to time, survey people. Who's responding to you? Oh, my God. Social media is just the best place to really do your focus group. Do your research, because you can do it with small numbers. You can have 100 people on Facebook and ask them, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Who responds? Who doesn't respond? If there is nothing going on and people aren't responding, then obviously that's not your target audience. Move to another spot. Take your fishing pole and go to another spot. Want to say this, Melanie Bonita, she had a question. She wants to know, how can my brand help me sell 1 million+ ebooks in a short period of time? And then number 2, what's the fastest, best strategy to make my brand better if I already have a pretty good brand? And there's always room for me to improve. So you want to answer A or B first?
So to sell 1 million ebooks, I want to know why you want to sell 1 million ebooks, because those of us who are authors don't sell books to make money. We sell books to get a $100,000 contract. We know that you don't make a lot of money in books.
Right.
I mean, for example, and I have a very good publisher. But if you went to post it on an ebook online today with Amazon, and you sold it for $9.99.
Well,
you will get 35% of that on a very good day. So selling 1 million might not be so great, but if you can say, I want to get this in people's hands so they can book me to speak, so they can book me to consult, then you say, okay, how many of those do I want to give away for free to people who can really be influencers and brand ambassadors for me? So kind of look at the strategy around the why. What is your aspiration for selling? And then you can tailor to say, okay, do I give away 100,000, and does that get me to where I want to be, versus kind of selling 100,000, 1 million ebooks online.
That was good. And really, the business of books is not like it used to be, just like the music isn't. So they don't really, when you think of artists, too, they're not really making money on the actual music themselves. They're making it in the other parts of it. They're doing it on tour.
Antonio Widows.
You see a lot of artists actually doing movies as well. So Mary J. Blige is doing movies. I mean, so a lot of them are doing movies and that sort of thing. So it's not really the ebook itself or that 99-cent, music or song. There's other parts of it that really are propelling them into their next realm. And they understand that because it's all part of the strategy. So then she asked part B of that, what is the fastest, best strategy to make my brand better if I already have a pretty good brand?
I think it's around understanding the next audience that you want to attract. And when we talk about making brand better, it's about, are you making 70% of your income while you're asleep? That's the litmus test that I like to use. So if you were the basketball player who broke your leg on the court the other day and you could no longer travel, would you be able to sustain yourself? So that's next level branding, is that I've created enough processes and resources and products that I can generate 70% while I'm asleep, because I can spend the rest of that time developing and staying fresh and relevant. Because I can tell you, if you're not doing something every day, and Pam will tell you this, it changes so fast on us. I mean, we look at data. We look at our Facebook data, our Twitter data every single day. Josh, who manages that for us, looks at it to say, where are people heading this morning? And he's able to capture them by midday. Where are they heading at night? So that's about, okay, where do I really want to take this brand? What's my aspiration? Where am I trying to go? And if it's revenue, how do I move most of my revenue to be made while I'm sleeping?
That's good. That's good. I hear some background noises, so does someone want to introduce himself and ask a question? Hit *6 to enter in.
Hi, Pam and Michael. My
Hello.
name is Cedric.
Hi,
And so my question, as you two are branding and PR specialists, how many hours in a week do you spend branding yourselves as opposed to committing to clients? And I ask this in consideration that I work a full-time job and I also do freelance PR and marketing work. So
It's a good question. I'll answer that first, Michael, and then you can. But basically, branding and marketing myself is pretty much it's what I do. So every touch point that you come in contact with me, I'm going to be branding. So I don't really count the hours. It's just part of it. I have a marketing mindset, so I'm probably different than most people on the line. So marketing mindset is that at every touch point, I want to know people will have to get to know who I am. They know that I'm a PR coach, social media strategist. I deliver online branding and fabulous marketing solutions. And who I do it for? I do it for best-selling authors, nonprofits, seasoned and savvy entrepreneurs. I let that come out of my voicemail, my email signature, how I dress, where I speak, how I tweet, what places I go. I mean, it's just a part of me. I mean, there's probably not a place, even if I go to something as simple as going to church, people will say hello to me, how are you? And pretty much about maybe 5 minutes into the conversation, besides knowing that I'm a Christian, they're also going to know what I do. So it's not like I'm shoving a business card into them, but the brand encompasses who I am. And even if they Google me, they're going to find that. So there's a whole lot of pages in there about Pam Perry. So how many hours? It's not like I sit down and say, oh, I'm going to do that, but I'm walking content. I've been doing this for 20-something years. So I have like over 500 marketing and PR and branding books. Okay, so when you squeeze me, I'm like the Pillsbury Doughboy. What's going to come out? Say, ooh, it's like that's going to come out. So I don't really say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to brand it so many hours a week. It's like when you're an entrepreneur, it is, I would say, this is me. 50% of your time should be marketing, and the other 50% should be running your business. And then you've got, as an entrepreneur, you've got maybe another percentage where you've got to oversee the people who are actually doing the work. But you are the brand, so you're bringing the people in the door. But you have other people that will be managing that for you. I hope that answers your question.
No, good point there, Pam. Remember, you are the face of the brand. Martha Stewart never takes a break because she is the brand, just like we are the brand. So there's a piece where it's more heavy lifting. I would challenge all of you, and I'll tell you, I have a great publicist. I have a great staff of people. I'm very clear that it's Michael D. Brown who owns this brand. I don't outsource that. There's some people who execute the strategy, but I own the strategy. Nobody will ever do a good enough job for you, and you should never be satisfied because, remember, you're the visionary for the brand, so you're always thinking and going to the next level, and you're getting the circle around you and the people who support you to say, let's come up with the vision together, and we can brainstorm, but I'm responsible for if it fails. You cannot pay people enough money. Most branding experts and publicists, you're one of 1,000 clients. So if you're not intimately involved in that strategy to say, look, I think this week we didn't get enough hits, where are we? And holding them accountable. The second piece is there's some small things that you can do to always be marketing. I mean, in all the cars and every time I fly, the only book that I read is Moz. And guess what? Because Americans are so inquisitive, somebody's always asking what I'm reading, so I just sign a copy and give it to the guy next to me. And I'll get booked. If I'm going to the post office, I'll just accidentally drop a few bookmarkers. Just accidentally. So you have to be cognizant of, because I'm the brand, I'm always on stage, I want to be prepared if I meet a prospect, or I want to remind people that they're in pain even when I'm long gone.
That was good. There is, I have some more questions here that actually came in, but this was one. This is, if your brand is missions, what is the first thing you should do? Missions meaning like they are in ministry and they are doing missions work.
So if you're in ministry or if you're in mission, is again we go back to the target audience. Are you focused on single women? Are you focused on married couples? Who's my target audience? What are their needs, their wants, and their desires, and how can I deliver? And Pam, this is one of Pam's expertise is in the religious community. The religious community, remember, was really once the source to go get all of our problems solved. Well, they've not been able to do that to help people economically. Most ministries aren't conditioned to help people get through their professional lives. So, for example, if that's a gap, so find the gap that people aren't serving. This is one of them. People can go to church on Sunday, Bible study on Tuesday, home eat it on Wednesday night, but they still are lacking in their jobs. So you're asking them to tithe out of their need versus their abundance, and how can you fill that gap, as an example, as a problem in the religious community? So begin to think about what are the problems in your ministry, and how can you, staying connected to your passion, begin to become a balm, a solution for that.
That's good. Become a solution solver.
Yes.
People who solve problems definitely always are going to get paid. Okay, so just think of yourself as a solution solver, and you would actually then have the resources to help whoever you're trying to help or who you have the heart for to help. There's a question, a little bit off topic, but not really, but we'll ask it anyway. What do you think about self-publishing companies? Derek asked that question.
I think before you begin to write a book, write something small that you can e-publish to test the waters, and you can do this for almost no money. Test the waters first. There's a lot of books, be it self-published or published by major companies, that are sitting in the garage because there's not a market for it. And unless you have something to keep people going for a whole year around the process of the book, they will lose interest. You'll have a good hot moment for the first 30 days, but longevity and authors are always dripping out something else. So the ebook will come out first. You see this happen in the music industry. Nobody's dropping a complete CD anymore. They drop one single first.
Sure.
Helps them to test the market. It also helps them to generate revenue. And then they can tweak it. A lot of singers go back and tweak their music because the single didn't do as well as they thought or was a different demographic. The same with an ebook. Just do a chapter, give it away for free. Have people on Facebook to talk about it. So you not only are you testing, you're developing a community. So don't pay anybody anything until you've maximized all of your free resources. Don't pay anyone a dime until you've maximized all of your resources, free resources.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah. Can I just ask one little thing?
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting, but, I understand now. I'm trying to understand. You said don't pay anybody a dime until you actually have your resource or you get your branded out. And I think that's mistakes that I've been making in the past because I see somebody, or so let's say somebody hit me up on Facebook and they know that I'm an author. I have author in front of my name. And, like, this past week, I had this lady, a friend, I can't call her name out at the moment, but she hit me up, and she's connected with, say, the major newspapers and everything, and she's like, look, I can get you out for $35. I can start speaking about you, letting you be out, so people start knowing your name, and maybe they can hit you up, through your email, and it's actually playing break, and it's only $35 because she's doing a summer tour. So then I paid her $35 like yesterday, as soon as she said it, and I was like, okay, so my name, my information, going to be in there, it's going to get people to start talking about it, so when it actually drops, then I'll have people already waiting to get it. And she's like, yeah, I'll send you, your name's going to be from coast to coast. And it's like, it makes it sound good because you think you're generating people before it even comes. And the name is, they see your name. And I think that's why I mess up at because, I have a lot of publicists that actually inbox me. And I think, $35 ain't nothing or $20 ain't nothing. And I just see what it could bring me.
So let me, I think that's,
Michael, before she goes there, I'm going to say this to you. Facebook is not really the place for business overall. It can be, but real legitimate people will go to your website or either send you an email. Okay? Facebook is good for social. It's a social media. It is social. So, yeah, there are hounds and there are wolves and all kind of things on Facebook. It's cool. It's fun. It's addictive. Yeah, I know. Facebook is cool. But the majority of the people, my email list is 10,000 people. Now, I could send them a Facebook message in their inbox. They would ignore it. Or I could send them an email. There's a different kind of decorum about doing business. You understand? So get that. You need to build your website and your brand and then put a fence around your Facebook inboxes, okay? Because if they want to get to you, they go to your about on your Facebook, they'll go to your website, and they'll send you an email message, all right? And then you can tell from there if they're really serious, and then hopefully you have a form there where they can fill out, blah, blah. I mean, it's just a different decorum that you have to take. You're doing business. You're not just like some, I'm just kind of like chump change and just inbox me $35. That's no way. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Take what you've heard tonight and begin to work on that, and you'll be far better off. And I'll tell this very quickly. Pam and I know we spend thousands of dollars on marketing and PR. Nobody can get you into a paper overnight. It's a long-term process. Most of us who have publicists, we commit for a long period of time because you're building up the brand. So nobody can just show up unless you just discovered a cure for cancer. Yeah, you'll get into some newspaper if it's proven. But when people overpromise you that for $35, you just be skeptical. And try to, again, maximize all the things that are out there that you can do for free. And that website is the key thing because everybody will Google you. A newspaper who wants you today, well, first thing they're going to do is Google to see if you have the substance and if your brand sticks together.
That is so true. That is very, very true. And for $35, it's not really a lot where you're going to go and take them to court. But if they keep doing that on Facebook, there's millions of people and they just get, you know what I'm saying? So don't do that. But one of the main things I want to say is get a benchmark in the business. Who is it that's very similar to what you want to do in a benchmark? And then think about it. Would, say, for instance, the person who's a missions person, would Miles Monroe do that? Okay, if there are missions and that Miles Monroe, maybe he's into missions and that sort of thing, would he do that? So you think about it in terms of the top of the brand, would they do that? What have they done? What do their books look like? What does their website look like? What associations are they going to? Are they a member of National Speakers Association? Do they use Constant Contact or do they use AWeber? I mean, you look at every single thing. So you can follow people on social media. And you know what? I'm so surprised that there's a lot of people that have gone through Brandon Superstar University. They're not even all on all of my social media. They're not even asking if they could be my friend on LinkedIn, which is really pretty much the business site where I put a lot of good information. But anyway, so if you find someone that you really admire, they can mentor you from afar by following them on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, just looking at them. You don't have to inbox them and all that kind of stuff, but get on their email list and look at their brand. So you won't have this kind of like, this sounds good, they inbox me in Facebook. No, you have a structure at this point. It's like, you know what, I see where I'm going. That's the benchmark. That's the light down there. Eventually I want to be, Joyce Meyer or Joel Osteen or whatever. Okay? So you have a benchmark. So you're looking at maybe what are the small little steps that they took along the way because you can see their fruit now. But I doubt if they started out by just doing $35 and they're going to get coast to coast by somebody who said they knew some newspaper reporters. What?
And I really thank y'all for that because I really need to hear that.
Good.
Well, I'm so committed, and I say this wholeheartedly. And that's why I tell folks go to the website. You get 52 personal branding tips for free. You can download pieces of the book because I want people to have success. I'm so sick of folks getting taken advantage of, and it's just so many people. So go to somebody like a Pam that you trust, and you can connect with folks that are out there who will never ask you for a dime, because they're so interested in saying, let me help you. You give a small fee to get a ton of information, not to promise you that you're going to go to coast and you're going to blow up, because this is a journey. Pam, I told you she's been in for 20 years. I've been in for 18 years. It's a journey. Mm-hmm. It's a journey. It's very rewarding, but it's work.
It takes 10 years to become an overnight success. I think I said that in one of the sessions. So, don't think it's going to be overnight success if someone's telling you that, you're going to do all this. It takes 10 years, being consistent. But that's why there's some people that really do make it to the top because they've stuck with it. Just being consistent is so important. And then from time to time you can tweak, but don't quit. Yeah. You can tweak and rebrand, but don't quit. Just stay consistent and be perceptive and then pray. And then, the Holy Spirit will tell you. You'll get those red checks whether you can, trust someone or not. You can even ask around and ask for references. You can ask the person. So what other people have you done that you've took their name from nothing to everything? So give me a list of your references. Who have you worked with? When people ask me who have I worked with, I've worked with Creflo Dollar and T.D. Jakes and Dr. Sujay and, Dr. Cindy. So you can ask people that. If nothing else, Google them and you can find out. So that's just my heart right there. I just don't want people to get taken advantage of. And I am a big social media fan, but listen, Mike Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg could close Facebook down tomorrow, and a lot of people will be hurt and trying to commit suicide because they just think all their business is on Facebook. It's not. It's on your own website. Okay, so don't put so much faith in that stuff.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to you, Miss Pam, for the university. Every time I listen, I learn something from your program, and it has helped me immensely, and I just thank God for you.
Thank you.
I'm creating my brand. This is Wanda Muir Oliver.
Oh, good.
I'm creating my brand a little at a time each day, and it's difficult because I'm overwhelmed with a lot of email, and I can't keep up, because of work, that kind of thing. But I know it's just a matter of time that, I'll be on another journey. My book had been on hold for a while, but it will be released April the 13th, and I will have a radio show with Senator Larry Young on Radio 1, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, good.
Coming up.
Okay. Well, what you just said, a little bit at a time, and that's with everybody, guys. We're a little bit over. With everything, you could be the tortoise or the hare, and you know what happened. The tortoise just stayed steady, and they won, and the hare just thought I was out there and I got it all together, and he lost. All right. So slow and steady, you'll win. Just endure, and be consistent, showing up. One of the first things that Michael said, when you look at, it's in the book, Passion, he talks about preparing yourself, aspire to reach your goals for the A, stay laser focused, that's one S, selling your value, that's the other S, invigorating yourself, that's the I, omitting the negative, that's the O, and nailing the brand, that's the N, and he kind of explains it more in the book. So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And, Michael, thank you. People can go to myfreshbrand.com, and they can actually find out all about you there and get your book. And if you have any questions at all, you can email him through the website. But, of course, you can like his page on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Thank y'all so much. And I just wanted to say I got more out of this conversation of paying $7 than last week. When I had a conference with Dream Relations publicists, they charged me $200. It charged me $200.
Okay, we're getting saved. Let's not drop the names, but that's
okay. I'm like, I paid $200 and I got more out of this one. I'm like thinking, why am I spending money that I really don't have?
Well, this is part of my heart and part of Michael's heart. It's like we said, it's our passion. We just want to help people, and that's going to come through. So, we just ask that you just, pay us by spreading the word. That's what branding is all about. Just spread the word. Go to Branding Superstar University and leave a comment there. All righty. Thank you so much, everyone.
Pam, this is Diane from New York.
Hi.
If I leave a comment, is the same thing going to happen that happened before when I emailed you? Do you remember?
No, that was on your Facebook. It'll be on your Facebook.
Oh, good.
No, it won't show that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Pam, we love you. You're the best. This is Dr. Bailey. You're the best.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Pat Bailey. If you all have to hang up, I love Dr. Pat Bailey. She is, you hear me say that all the time. She wrote the book Women Risk Takers. She's a missionary, and she travels all over the world, actually doing so good from doing so much stuff. So, Dr. Bailey, where you are you in the country or are you out of the country?
I'm in the country right now, and I got a room full of people. I was so excited about this. I got my staff together. This was right on time. We just left, Pastor Winston's conference.
Yes.
And it was all dealing with merging marketing and business. And it's like, when I saw this and you said this to me, it's like I couldn't wait because it's what God is saying to his people. We got to get out there. We got to be competitive. We got to. And then you've been talking to me for years about the brand. Like, Doc, you have a brand. And it's like, I'm just now finally realizing this is what she was telling me,
Yes.
So
well, you're the
now.
opposite because you do the work, and the brand was built. So you have a solid brand. So whatever you want in terms of direction for it, you can do that because you've done the work. You've actually put in the time, the labor, and you've just done the work because your heart was there. Some people just want to just get the fame and the glory, and they haven't done any work yet. So you're actually on the right track. So in order to brand, you've got to have that heart. You've got to have that passion, which is what you have. That's the hard part that people don't get. Michael was talking about that. You've got to have the passion first, and then the brand will just really, at that point, you're doing it over and over again. Mm-hmm. We just need to put together all the tools for you. So thank you so much for joining.
So excited. Yeah. Check out the new website, too, and see if it meets your approval, because I know you started out with me on it and see the company delivered.
Yes, I'm very particular about websites, so I will take a look at that for sure. Okay, thank you so much.
Hi.
Love you.
Hi, this is Shellarina from Philadelphia. May I have the name of Dr. Bailey's book again, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Women Risk Takers. Women Risk Takers.
Thank you.
Women Risk Takers. Oh, you would love it. You would absolutely love it. You will be carrying that in the Bible.
All right now.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And next week we've got another good person that's going to be on, Christian woman, Dee Marshall, Girlfriends Pray. And she's going to be on next week. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, she's got over like 700,000 people following her on Facebook and Twitter or whatever. And whenever she just tweets anything, it just goes viral. So, but she does mix ministry in the marketplace, and I just love her. She's a really good person to really learn and glean from of how she does that. So with that, guys, we are over, but thank you so much. I'm so glad that you all showed up and you go up. God bless.
All right. Good night. Good night.